Good afternoon. Today is Friday, February 7th, and I would like to welcome you to the Knitting Pastor Vlogcast. I am Heather, and I am a United Methodist pastor of two small member congregations in rural mid-Michigan. I live in a parsonage, which is a home owned by one of my churches, nearby one of them, with my two children, Abby, who is 14, and Philip, who is 9, and our Rhodesian Ridgeback, Flint. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope that you like what you see. If you are a new viewer, I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of what you can expect on this vlog. It's not a formal podcast because I don't just sit down once and do like one lengthy recording and then edit it and upload it. Because I am a full-time minister, I'm a single mom, and I am also in school getting my master's degree, I don't have a whole lot of free time. So I don't have a lot of extra time to sit and edit a lengthy podcast. So what I do instead is I do shorter clips throughout the course of a week, and you get kind of a glimpse into my life, into my ministry, into my family, and into my knitting. This is mostly about knitting, primarily, but you get kind of glimpses of those other things along the way. But I do at the beginning and the end just sit down and record a longer clip where I kind of talk about what it is that I have been knitting and what happened the week before and whatnot. So that is what you can expect. So it is February now, which is hard to believe. January seemed like it went by very, very quickly. I was sick for a good chunk of January, so I think that probably contributed to it. This past week, my classes started on Tuesday. So the past week has been a lot of adjusting for me, reacclimating myself into that routine of having coursework on top of everything else. So that has been going on. I did have a committee meeting with my district at the beginning of the week to renew my license, which they did, so yay, I can keep doing what I'm doing. And I had a training on Thursday and then just did a whole bunch of running around on Wednesday. But yeah, so classes have started. I'm taking 2. So far, they don't seem to be too overwhelming, but I'm able to stay kind of caught up with stuff. I'm hoping that will continue. Hoping. So let's talk about what I have been working on this past week. I don't have a ton of projects to show because I'm not working on a ton of different things. But I did want to show you, I do have a half-finished object. And I did finish one of the vanilla socks that I've been working on. So this sock is finished. This yarn is Knit Picks Felici, and the colorway is called Captain Nemo. I am using a contrasting color, obviously, for the heels, cuffs, and toes. That's not a heel, cuff, or toe, but anyway, you get what I mean. And this is also from Knit Picks. It's the Stroll, and I believe it's called Winter Heather, is what that color is. I have cast on the second sock, but I'm not really all that far with that. I basically just have, I just dropped a needle. And I'm losing things. Things are falling off. Okay, so I just basically have the cuff finished and like one round of the self-striping color. So, but that's good because this is in a good spot to work on, at the movies, or I'm going to a short play this evening, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm going to a short play this evening, so I'll be able to work on it there. This has become my bus stop knitting because it's small and it's portable, and I can knit on it while I am waiting for the bus to come, either get my kids or drop them off. The other project that I've been working on is my Birds of a Feather shawl by Andrea Mowry, and that is coming along quite nicely now. I have reached the part where I am no longer increasing, but I'm just kind of altering the shape. so to speak. And it's hard to tell a whole lot because it's bunched up on needles right now. But yeah, here is my Birds of a Feather shawl and how that is knitting up. And I really am enjoying this knit quite a bit. It's really relaxing and it has kind of a potato chippy element to it because as you're going through and you're doing the garter, and then it's time to change to the mohair, and then you know, getting a little tired of the mohair, and then it's time to go back to the regular yarn, and it might be the lace section or just the garter section. So it really has been a very relaxing and enjoyable knit to work on. I will tell you what yarn I am using. So I am using 3 colors as opposed to 2, which the pattern calls for. And that is because I only have had 1 skein of this colorway, which is the garter section. And this is from Molly of a Homespun House from her Lord of the Rings yarn club. This one is called Lembus, and this is like one of my favorite colorways I think I have ever gotten from Molly. Like, this is absolutely beautiful. I would buy, like, I would knit a sweater out of this because it's really, really, really beautiful. However, it was a club colorway, so that's not possible. So that is like these garter sections. The mohair is this. It is from Knit Picks. They're a loft, which is a kid silk mohair, and the colorway is called Eggplant. And then the section that I'm using for the lace is this color, which is from Why Not Fibers, who is a dyer here in Michigan. And this colorway is called Echo. And so that's what I am using for the lace sections, because I was afraid that if I used this for the lace that I would just not have enough, because it calls for 150 grams of the non-mohair, of just the fingering weight. And since I only had like 100 grams, I was a little bit concerned with that. I believe my knit gauge is a little bit tighter, but I just didn't really want to play yarn chicken, and I didn't necessarily want to shorten it if I could avoid doing so. I may still need to. We'll see as it gets a little bit closer to the end. But maybe not. I think I only have 1 more lace section, and then another mohair, another garter, another mohair, and the border, I think. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have the pattern by me to look. But yeah, anyway, so this is my Birds of a Feather shawl, and I am really, really liking it quite a bit. I do have in mind I would like to knit a love note by Tin Can Knits. So I've been kind of planning colors for that. So I'm hoping that maybe this week I can get all of that decided and get all of my yarn purchased, so that perhaps I can cast that on as well. We will see how all of that goes. Now, that is all that I have as far as knitting goes. I am, like I told you, I'm going to a play this evening. One of my parishioners is he's a young man who is involved in the drama department at his school, and so they're putting this on, so I'm going to go and check that out. But that is all I really have planned for tonight. Tomorrow, one of my churches is doing a movie night, so I will be going over to that tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for popping in. I will talk to you guys later. Good morning on this snowy Saturday, February 8th. We got some more snow last night that kind of like covered up everything and made everything fresh again. A little bit more than I think I was expecting. Still not a lot. Things aren't too bad out there. It warmed up a bit yesterday, so all of the roads and all of the snow on the roads had melted off, and we were able to get around just fine. And then just another little dusting overnight, just kind of making the world white and pretty. Trying to enjoy that and not focus too much on how much I don't really like the snow and the cold. But yeah, it's looking nice out there. This morning, getting ready for my church services tomorrow, and then we're doing a movie night this evening at one of them, so I'll be heading off to that and trying to kind of relax and recharge a little bit for services tomorrow. Good morning. So it's Monday, February 10th, and it is a snow day. We got a decent storm last night, or yesterday evening, and it dumped quite a bit of snow and made the roads pretty slick because I think there was some freezing rain mixed in on it. So school was canceled today, but it is making for a very interesting morning because Philip's dad kept him overnight last night because of the weather, which was fine. I would rather that happen than Philip be put at risk or unsafe in any way. So that was fine. And his dad lives nearby enough that if they had had school, his dad could have gotten him to school this morning. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. But because they didn't have school, and because Abby was at her dad's and really wants to come home, I have to venture out this morning and go get them, which is fine. That's, part of it. It doesn't look like the roads are maybe quite so bad like the main ones, from what I am understanding. I'm hoping that that's going to be true and that it's a pretty non-eventful drive to go get them. So I'm going to pick up Abby from her dad, and then I will stop by at Philip's dad and pick him up, and then we will come back home. They have a school day, so they can kind of chill and relax, but I do not have a snow day, so I still have to get some work done, and I still have some stuff due for one of my classes this evening, so I will need to work on that as well. But for now, I'm going to get going so I can get Abby and kind of make something happen today. All right, I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 12th, and I just wanted to check in real quickly because I did not with you yesterday. I am getting ready to head to the gym and then to do some work in a coffee shop in town, and then hopefully make it over to knit group. But I wanted to just pop in because I said on my vlog 2 weeks ago kind of a little bit about how we like to paint rosy colored lenses when we do things on social media, and we don't often share the truth behind some of our struggles. And I said that one of the things that I wanted to do this year was to be a little bit more transparent with that. And so in light of that, I was going to just share that I am still struggling with several aspects of my life at the moment where I'm just kind of not in the place that I would like to be. And there are things with that I can control, and there are things with that are really beyond my control. And so where I am struggling is that kind of weighting of these things that are not in my control that I can't really do anything about, and so I just kind of have to wait it out. And that can be a really frustrating place to be. I had a very frustrating experience yesterday that really left me feeling pretty discouraged, very unheard, and like I'm not, I don't have quite the level of respect that I need to have to get some things done. So that was extremely frustrating and discouraging, and I'm struggling a bit with that. So this morning I'm gonna go to the gym and try and physically let out some frustrations, as well as working on my own, physical health, because physical activity is an important thing to do for our self-care. So I'm gonna do that. And then knit group, while there is an element of working with that because I'm making connections with people in my community, which is really important for my job. That's important in ministry, is to make connections with people. And I think that gets lost sometimes. It's hard for me because I'm an introvert, and it's really difficult, but I know it's important. So while there is that element to it, it's also knitting, and that for me is a lot of help and self-care as well. So I'm gonna do that this afternoon, and that will be nice. And this evening Philip has swim lessons, which I have to drop him off for and then run back home because I have a class that I have to be online for. So one of my lovely parishioners has offered to pick him up and bring him home for me. So I'm very appreciative for that. So I'm going to head off to the gym and try to be productive today and get some knitting done, and I will talk to you all later. Hi everyone. So today's Thursday, February 13th, and it is a very snowy morning today. We are getting a bit of a winter storm. It really was not bad when I took the kids to the bus this morning. It was snowing, but the roads were clear, wet, but clear. Really no concerns. So I went into town to stop at the grocery store to get some meat to put in a crock pot for dinner tonight. I'm gonna make a roast. And so I went in to get that, and then to get a couple of like little boxes of chocolates for the kids for Valentine's Day tomorrow. And I needed to have my blood drawn, and it was fine going in. It was still snowing, and visibility wasn't super great, but the roads were fine. But then by the time I got out of the grocery store and got finished with my blood draw, it has gotten quite a bit worse out there. The roads are starting to cover again, and it's a little bit slippery and slick, and it's not real easy to see, and it's still snowing. And there was a winter weather advisory that was supposed to be about it, from 7 p.m. last night to 7 p.m. tonight, and so it could be like a full day of snow. The kids had school. I think if school, like the buses were going out like right now, they might have canceled it. But anyway, they are at school. I am back home to try and see what I can get done for classes and stuff today. I had thoughts about going to visit people, but with the weather like this, the people that I need to visit live down dirt roads, and so I don't think that that's necessarily going to be a safe thing. However, I did want to show you guys something that I did. Ooh, I don't have the yarn here with me, so let me grab that, and then I'm going to show you what I have. So I have what I want to show you. So I went to my knit group yesterday afternoon, and I have been wanting to knit a Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knits for quite a while, and I've really been contemplating color choices and things like that. So I read their blog post on like choosing your mohair and your fingering weight yarn combinations, and I finally decided kind of what I wanted to go with. So I picked out my mohair yesterday at my local yarn shop, and this is what I picked. It's showing up a little bit more like sapphire on my camera at the moment, but it definitely is more like an indigo. There's definitely like a purplish kind of tone to it. So this is from Dream Color to Life Kid Silk Lace. The colorway is called Divine. So this is my mohair, and I caked it up, and look at this, you guys. This is like the fuzziest cake ever. It's so fuzzy. This is so soft right here. Anyway, so I caked it up because I wanted to swatch it. I was trying to decide what color combinations I want to pick, and I think I'll put in a picture of the two that I was trying to decide, and I'll insert that. And I couldn't really decide. So there is a blue colorway, but it's a little bit more heavily variegated. And then there is like a purple, like a dusky kind of purple colorway that is in there. And that has blue tones in it, but it's definitely like a purple lavender. So she had a mini skein of the purple, but not of the blue. So what I decided to do is I got the purple, which is right here, mini skein, and I decided that I would swatch with these two together and see how I liked it. So during my class last night, I did my swatch, and this is what I got. And it kind of changes in different lights. Like it can look more blue in some lights, and it can look more purple. This is natural light right now, and it is definitely looking more purple. And I don't know that I'm completely sold on this color combination, or if doing a blue would be a better choice. So this is my swatch, and I did it so it would be a gauge swatch as well. I figured I might as well use it as a gauge swatch, which is why it's got like the tails on it. So I'm not necessarily 100% sold on the way that this looks. So I'm going to give you a close-up of it, so you can kind of see what it's looking like. Put my hand behind it. It's falling. So yeah, there we have it. So you can see the purple and the blue when you get up close. When you come back a ways, it's definitely more purple looking. So I'm not 100% sold on that. I may go back. Well, next week I may be contemplating what else I want to do. I'm kind of thinking another blue is the best thing with this. But I love this color. I really, really like this color a lot. So I'm definitely sticking with this. I bought my mohair. I just need to decide on my fingering. So that's where I am with that. I am going to sign off for now and do some work. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, so it's 2 o'clock now, and they are dismissing the high school and the middle school early today because of the weather. It's continued to snow, and the roads have continued to get bad, and I really apologize if you're hearing the background noise of my dishwasher running. So they're dismissing Abby at 2 o'clock, and so that means that I need to head over a little bit earlier than usual to get her from the bus because she's coming home early today. Like I said, and it has been snowing a lot, and I know it was not good this morning on my way home, and I think it's just continued to get worse. And the buses have to go down back roads, and so I think that's why they're letting them go home early so that they have time to go back and get the elementary kids. So I am about to head out to go meet the bus. Hi guys, and happy Valentine's Day. Today is Friday, February 14th, and it is Valentine's Day. I am not gonna lie, Valentine's Day is not a day I am particularly fond of. I don't enjoy Valentine's Day. There's a lot of reasons that I'm not gonna go into, but one of the biggest reasons is my mom was a florist, and she owned her own business for many, many years, and Valentine's Day just was like super stressful and super unpleasant, and it just was not a very enjoyable holiday. So that being said, I don't really like it. So I got Valentine's for the kids and stuff, but it's not my favorite day. So I kind of let it go by without much attention to it. But if you do like Valentine's Day, I guess happy Valentine's Day. So it's Friday, so I wanted to wrap up the vlog for the week. There's some things going on this week. Nothing too drastic or crazy. I've been in kind of a down place this week, so that's been a little bit of a struggle. But I have been knitting, so I thought I would just go ahead and kind of wrap up and show you my progress on my knitting. I had cast on one of a vanilla sock, and I had finished it, and I cast on the second one, and so I thought I would show you my progress on that. I have put the heel in now, so got the leg done. So I was about right here when I started, I don't remember, somewhere in here. Anyway, I knit all of this, and then the heel, and I've really only done like a little tiny bit since I finished my heel. I did do a fish lips kiss heel because since these are like in the car with me when I am picking up kids, I can just do a fish lips kiss heel really without thinking about it or too much fuss. And so that's why I did that, because I knew it would be really simple and really easy to do. So I am onto the foot now, and I'll just, like I said, this is what I work on when I'm waiting for the kids to get off the bus, and any other kind of place where small portable mindless knitting is necessary, like plays or movies or things like that. So, or band concerts, because we have one of those coming up this week for Abby. So leg is done, heel is done, foot is being started. I suspect that these will not last on the needles a whole lot longer. These very well may be finished when I come to you to vlog next. But we will see, because you never really know. Life is life. And then the other thing that I have been working on, and I really have been enjoying knitting this quite a bit, is my Birds of a Feather shawl. And I just finished this morning doing the very last lace portion of the shawl. So let me see how well I can show this to you. So here we go. Here it is, my Birds of a Feather shawl. I really, 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 really like it a lot. It's really speaking to me, and it's been a really enjoyable knit. I've really enjoyed all of the yarns that I have used to knit it, and it's just really been very, very, very nice, very enjoyable. Since I don't remember if at the beginning of my vlog I told you what the colors were, I will tell you now. So the fingering weight yarn that I've been using on the garter sections is this, and this is from Mowry from a Homespun House, and this colorway is called Lembas. It was from the Lord of the Rings Yarn and Charm Club that she did, and incidentally, my little progress keeper is a lembas, which is elven bread that Frodo and Sam carry with them on their journey to Mordor. So, lembas. So that's this colorway. The mohair that I've been using, see the beautiful mohair halo. This is from Knit Picks. This is their Aloft base, and the colorway is called Eggplant, and it is just really a very beautiful, rich purple that really looks like the color of an eggplant. It's very aptly named, and this is a color that I really, really like quite a bit. So having that mohair in here is just very, very beautiful. And then for the lace portion, which don't look too closely at because I apparently did my lace wrong and I didn't realize it until the last row of my last lace section, but I don't care. It's from Why Not Fibers, which is a dyer here in Michigan, and this colorway is called Echo, and this yarn the base is called Soul, and I got this at a trunk show last year, and it has an amazing twist to it. The twist is fantastic, and so the stitch definition that you get with this yarn is really, really nice. So if you are looking for a fingering weight yarn that you want to do a really heavily patterned project, cables or intricate lace or anything like that, I would really recommend this yarn because the twist is super nice, and it just dyes up really well. in case you're wondering, everything that I talk about will be posted down below in the show notes, so feel free to go down there and take a look if you want more information about a particular yarn dyer or a pattern that I've been working on. So that's all there, so you have links to that stuff. I always forget to say that, but it is there. Hopefully you guys have discovered that by now. So anyway, now I think there's like 2 more sections of mohair and then 1 more garter section, and then the border is what I have left on this. And I don't know how long that will take me. It is hard to say, but it has been a very, very enjoyable thing to knit on. I've really enjoyed every bit of knitting this. So I really do recommend this pattern. Like I said, it is Andrea Mowry's Birds of a Feather Shawl. And that's been about it. I am still kind of going through yarn and trying to decide what I want to do for my love note. I think I'm not sure, 100% sure what is going to end up happening with that. I do plan to go back to my local yarn shop and see if I can find some blue yarn to pair with that indigo mohair, because after spending some time looking at the swatch that I did, I don't love it, and I want to love it if it's going to be a sweater. If it's something else, I can like it and be okay with it, but if it is a sweater, I really want to love it. And so I don't love it. So I'm going to see what else I can find to pair with that. So I don't know if I will go there tomorrow or wait until I'm back on Wednesday for knit group. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but yeah. So that is about all that I have. Next week is very, very full with quite a few things going on throughout the week. Classes are going pretty well. They really aren't too terrible right now. Last year at this time, the classes that I were taking were really a lot and it was really overwhelming, but they're not right now. So that's good. And yeah. So that's really all I've got for you this week. I want to thank you all for sticking around, for watching, for just being with me through this and being patient with me as I kind of am just struggling a little bit emotionally and mentally. So I do appreciate the patience there. I will not be vlogging next week, but I will be back with you again in 2 weeks, so you can look for me then. In the meantime, I hope that you are having a really positive time of your life, and that knitting and all of the rest of it is going really well. So I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye.